Emergency, guys. Emergency. Victor Osimhen wants to join Arsenal. What? Now, listen. We are going to put it on screen, but soon. Everyone wants to join Arsenal. We have a big problem. We have a big problem. Listen, we know we are a good team, but we can't have all of you guys, man. Mbappe, we can't have you, man. We can't have you, Rodrigo. We can't have you, Osimhen. We can't have you all. We can't have you all. Yes, we know you want to join Arsenal. You want to play for Arsenal. This could be a dream club, but we can't have you all. You know, like when you see in the movies where a girl, every single girl wants a particular guy, and it's like, I can't have you all. You can't have me. All of you can't have me. No. This is the same. This is the same. Now everyone wants to join Arsenal. Kai Havertz wanted to join Arsenal ahead of Bayern Munich. Declan Rice wanted to join Arsenal ahead of Man City. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And now Osimhen apparently does not want Chelsea. He wants Arsenal. What? My first question for you guys is, it's very hard to buy two strikers. If you buy two strikers, it probably means you don't get a winger, you don't get a defender, you don't get a left back. Would you be willing to say, let's get Sesko and Osimhen and don't buy any other player? Keep Partey, forget about the winger. We'll get someone else to play with obviously Bukayo Saka there. Maybe use Martinelli on the right side. Maybe use Jesus on the right side. Would you be willing to do that? Let me know in the comment section. So this is the news that has just broken from Di Marzio. Probably the best in terms of Italian news, is always spot on in terms of Italian news. And this is what is reported. Negotiations between Napoli and Chelsea over Victor Osimhen did not take off. Osimhen is interested in a move to Arsenal. I know you Nigerians watching this are probably buzzing with this news, huh? Like Osimhen wants to join. Just imagine Osimhen at Arsenal. Oga, I'm telling you, I know the Nigerians watching this are absolutely buzzing. Their countryman about to join us, so that would be crazy. Now, the other thing is the money. The money would be a lot. That's why I asked you guys that question at the beginning. Would you be willing to say, forget about Bruno Guimaraes, forget about Douglas Luiz, forget about a backup winger, forget about Olise, forget about Nico Williams, get Sesko, get Osimhen, and that is it? Or the second part, but I want you really to answer that particular question. This is just a side question, because I've seen there's actually been good reactions in terms of Sesko closing in on an Arsenal move. Actually, I've put a poll and many people are like, yeah, this is a great signing. So I know most of you'd say like, yeah, forget about Sesko. You can buy Osimhen now. That's why I'm not asking that as a question. That is the first. The only question I'm asking is, would you be willing to get two strikers and forget about every other position? Because that would cost us like 160 million. I don't know what our budget is. It could be like 200. If it's 200, it's a possibility to get two strikers and then maybe a cheaper left back or cheaper midfielder or a cheaper winger. It is very, very possible. But Osimhen is a player that we've been linked to, but we've always known that he's going to be too expensive. I've always expected him to maybe end up at a PSG or a Chelsea or a Real Madrid, and it's looking very likely that he'd end up at PSG. But Kvaratskhelia is also wanted by PSG. They want a few other players here and there. I think Rashford is wanted by PSG. So there's going to be a lot of movements this transfer window. It's going to be very hard to know which player is going to end up. But if you sign Osimhen, now Sesko will bring a lot of abilities to Arsenal. I know he's going to improve the team. We're going to talk about him at the end of this video. I know he's definitely going to bring something that we don't have. But for someone like an Osimhen or an Isaac or those kind of players, even if Arteta doesn't feel like they fit into what you're trying to do or in terms of money and all that, if a player like that joins, teams like Man City and Liverpool will look at you like, oh my goodness, Arsenal have bought Osimhen. They already have Odegaard and Saka and Trossard, and Martinelli comes good next season, and Declan Rice is there. And then on top of that, they have Sesko. Oof. They'll be like, nah, this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know. I don't know if all the other players that you're linked to would like get that kind of reaction from like a Man City, because Man City fans, from what I've heard, Man City fans still expect Arsenal to be the team to challenge them next season. If you're going to stop them from winning 5 titles in a row, they expect it to be Arsenal. So they do have that little bit of respect, maybe not as much as they had for Liverpool the last 5 years, but they're starting to like respect us here and there, not that much, but here and there, which is great. You know, having Man City saying, no, we don't want to face Arsenal, we don't want to draw Arsenal in the Champions League and all that. That's a great feeling to have, man. Arsenal have come from far. Players wanting to join Arsenal, opposition teams, big teams worrying about Arsenal. I never thought that could happen. 3-4 years ago, I was asked, would you want to play for Arsenal? If you had the chance to play for Arsenal, would you? And me as an Arsenal fan, I said, no, I wouldn't play for Arsenal. Why? Because I feel like Arsenal is a bit poisonous right now. I wouldn't want to play for Arsenal. There's not good enough players. There's no stability at the moment. There's problems with the ownership. There's problems with the board. Problems with discipline in the team. Problems with quality. I was like, no, I wouldn't want to play for Arsenal. Actually, painfully, I might prefer to play for like a Chelsea or Man City. That was 3-4 years ago. And as an Arsenal fan, that was painful to say because we're in a very, very deep trouble. Even a couple of years later, Vlahovic said they don't want to join Arsenal. Locatelli said they prefer Juventus. They don't want to join Arsenal. So many other players, man. We can talk about so many players who rejected Arsenal, man. So many of them rejected Arsenal, even Bruno Guimaraes. So many. They weren't that interested in joining Arsenal. But now, just a couple of years later, people want to join Arsenal, not just smaller players, even experienced players who could go to any team. Declan Rice could have gone to any team. He could have gone to a Real Madrid. He could have gone to a Man City. Havertz was being targeted by Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Raya was being targeted by Bayern Munich. So these players are wanted by other teams as well. Osimhen is definitely wanted by a lot of other teams. So for him to say that I want to join Arsenal, that is an absolute big deal. This is a striker who has done it at the biggest of stages. He's played in France with Lille. He's played in Germany with Wolfsburg. He's played in Italy now with Napoli. Scored a few goals. Actually, if I check his accurate numbers in terms of the last couple of seasons, in their title-winning campaign, he scored 26 league goals in 32 matches, and he had 31 in all competitions in 39 games. Last season, he added another 15 goals in 25 games, 17 in 32 appearances. Now, obviously, last time he missed a few games, I think injury and also going to the AFCON and all that, but he will get you goals. He will get you goals. And if you have both of them in the same team, which is very hard, it's very difficult to get Osimhen, Havertz, and Sesko all in the team at the same time, we have to give other teams a chance. We have to give other teams a chance to compete with us. We don't want to start winning 8-0, 8-0, 8-0 every week. That's a bit boring, It was a bit boring from January and May. No competition, just winning, apart from that freaking game, man. Anyway, we will make it correct next season. It would be great to have all of these players, but would Arsenal want him? Does Arsenal want to pay that money for him? That is the question. Well, it looks like yes, we are. So Di Marzio also said Napoli and Chelsea negotiations did not take off for Victor Osimhen. However, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are interested in the Nigerian striker. The thing is, you never really know who Arsenal is going to buy, because if you remember at the beginning of last transfer window, it was looking like we were going to get Caicedo. That was the transfer we thought we were going to get. And literally a few days before the transfer window, we had that Arsenal not interested in Caicedo anymore. Boom, it's Declan Rice joining. So you never know what could happen. That could happen. You could hear, Arsenal don't want to Bruno Guimaraes. They're actually going for two strikers. Or Arsenal maybe, decided Sesko is going to be signed, but he's going to go out on loan, and Osimhen is the one who's going to come in. You never know what is going to happen. It's a lot of money. I'm sure if Osimhen was like 60, 70 million, teams will be piling up to try and sign him, but 100 million fee is a bit hefty. It's a bit hefty, and you never know. For our players never played in England before, you just never know if they're going to settle in. So it's a bit of a risk. If you're buying a striker directly from another team like Isaac or Watkins directly from another Premier League team, they've done it before. It would be great for you. So Osimhen, obviously, a lot of people who like that that fact that he wants to join Arsenal. But again, in case you haven't commented yet, your answer, would you be willing to take two strikers and forgetting about the other positions? Or are you like, nah, forget about Osimhen, just get Sesko, get that 105 million and spend it elsewhere. Spend it on a midfielder and a winger, someone to help out Saka, maybe a left back. Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. Now, if you get two strikers, even if you get one, we already know Nketiah is probably going to leave Arsenal. Personally, I want Jesus to stay. I've already made that clear. But the moment he hears Sesko could play on the wing, Trossard is there, Martinelli is there, and then he hears Arsenal want Osimhen wants to join Arsenal, there's still Saka in the team, I get a little bit wide. I'm like, it's looking like he might be sold. And it was confirmed yesterday that could actually happen. He could actually end up leaving Arsenal. Reports say that both him and Nketiah could end up leaving Arsenal. So Graham Bailey reported HITC has been told that Arsenal are open to moving on Gabriel Jesus this summer. Edin Nketiah can also leave the club, and HITC understands that Crystal Palace, West Ham, Fulham, and Bournemouth are all interested. So I think Nketiah will definitely leave the team. Like the way we are moving, whichever striker we buy, Sesko, Osimhen, or whoever, or both, I don't know. I don't think Nketiah has a space next season. Havertz is probably the first choice striker. We're now bringing another actual striker. Jesus is still in the team if he remains. Trossard can play there some games. Martinelli, people would want to see him there for a couple of games. There's no space with for Nketiah, and we saw it between February and May. He only came off the bench a couple of times. Even the games where we needed to score, there was nothing. He was not coming on, unfortunately for him. So he already knows if he wants to better his career and to play every single day. I still feel like Nketiah is a player who, if he plays 38 games out of the 38 in the league, he can get 13, 14 goals. I do feel like he can. But the problem is the kind of level where we are right now and what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve. We need to go to a different level to compete with Man City. We need 95 points to win the league, probably. So you need to keep on improving. If it doesn't work, you keep on improving again. You have to keep on going. That's why I'm like, this is not the time to talk about change Arteta, change the set piece manager, change this one. No, keep going. If the goals are the problem, you try and get a striker. If next season you score many goals and this time you consider a couple more and Man City beat you by goal difference, you go again, you add another defender or another goalkeeper. You have to keep on going because we are this close. We are this close. Champions League, we are 1 goal away from beating Bayern Munich. Unlucky with a couple of mistakes. If you take those chances, different game. In the Premier League, we know we are this close. 1 win, maybe one shot or something. 1 shot away. 1 Trossard maybe chance away from winning the league. Who knows? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. We are this close, so we have to keep it going. But for Jesus, I'm starting to get a little bit right. They said Arsenal are not really forcing him out or anything, but they said if a good offer comes in and Jesus wants to move on, they'll probably sell him. So I know if I ask you guys, Jesus and Nketiah go, Sesko, Osimhen come in, probably 99% of you would say yes. But they definitely no. I don't think there's a chance that you'd have Osimhen, Jesus, and Sesko all in the same team at the same time, plus Havertz. That is an impossibility. So if by any chance you sign 2 strikers, both of them will probably go. So if they go, how much would you want for Edin Nketiah and how much would you want for Gabriel Jesus? So that is the latest breaking news. We'll be back again at a different update. The last couple of videos we've been talking about Benjamin Sesko. I love the conversations in the comment section. Some people like him, some people don't. So it's an interesting conversation. Let's see how it goes. Make sure to check the community tab as well to vote for whether you like the Sesko signing or not. And let me know what you make of Osimhen. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Everyone wants to join Arsenal. Bloody hell.